guys, Darren here. Thanks for joining the Stock Option Market Weekly Update for the week of July 8th, 2024. We're going to talk about where we are in the S&P 500 year to date, the economic data that came out last week and is coming out this week. We're going to touch on the different sectors and how they're performing, as well as interest rates, and then we're going to jump into the live trades on the option trading platform. Before we get started, if you appreciate the time and effort that goes into making these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. It really helps to get the video out to more people, and I really appreciate it, so thank you very much. Be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks. There's also a link to a paid course if you want to get the most bang for your buck and dig into options a little bit deeper. Use the link below and open an account with Moomoo. You can get 8.1% on your uninvested cash and up to 15 free stocks. 5 for a deposit of just $100, and if you deposit $1,000, you receive 10 more free stocks. You also get the free charting software that's great and I use every day. It's a zero commission option trading platform and brokerage. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not recommending trades. Please do your own research, and if you're new or learning options, I recommend you start small. All right, guys, so we started, this is the 5-day chart. You can see right here on TradingView. I like to use their free charts as well as Moomoo. I use them both. But we started the week at 54.60 and we ended up at 55.67 on the S&P 500, which is the SPX is what I use to track that. And year to date, so we were up about 1.9% last week, and year to date we're up almost 15%. We started the year at 47.43. So moving forward, right now we've got a PE ratio of 21, so it's quite a bit above the 17.8 10-year average. As far as economic news, this week that we have coming out, we've got the CPI numbers on Thursday and PPI on Friday. And last week we didn't have too much. We had some unemployment numbers, but the market, as you'll see, was up big last week. And looking at the FactSet Earnings Insight Report, if we look at page 1 on this report, we can see that 12-month PE of 21. We've got growth of 8.8% for Q2 right now, so earnings are looking good. If we move on to page 15, we can see Q3 analysts are predicting 8.1% earnings growth and 5% revenue growth. So that's about where it's been estimated and predicted for the last month or so. And Q4, big jump, 17.3 and 5.6. So calendar year 24 is looking pretty good at 11.2% and 5% revenue growth. And then the beginning of next year looks good as well, with 15% growth expected. So if we look at the interest rates and where they are right now, the first cut is expected in September to go from 5.25, where it is now, down to 5 to 5.25, which is a 72% chance right now in September. So that's fairly new. It was out to November, but it's come in because the numbers are looking good, both inflation and jobs, and we've got an election coming up, so they want definitely want the economy to look good, but it looks like that they may be able to cut a little bit earlier in September now. If we look at the different sectors and how they're performing, this is the 5-day. Quite a bit was up last week. Energy was a little bit down. Tech was up big. Consumer discretionary up big. And year to date, everything's pretty much up except real estate. And communication services is up huge. The fear and greed index has moved up a little. It was in the 40s last week. Now it's at 54. Let's jump into the trades on the platform. So RTY is a trade that I put on fairly recently. We're up $100. I just did I know small caps are expected to do well and the economy is doing well. So I have a put spread on. We can look at the trade, curve mode, analysis, and you can see, huh, okay. As long as we are above our short strike 2000, we make max profit, which is $890. You can see P&L at expiration right here, $890. So uh, we can actually move down. Our break even is about 1983. It's the premium collected minus subtracted from the 2000. But uh, it's looks like it's going to be around in the 1982 range, and we're at 2040, so we're looking good going forward. Apple is a trade that I recently put on as well. It's got high IVR of 65, so I did an iron condor. It is trading. It's had a big move up, and I've actually got a video coming out right after this one on placing iron condor option trades after a big move. And the reason is because after a big move, either up or down, it likely moved for a reason. And my theory and what I've seen through my experience is that it stays in that range. Because it moved up, it's not going to move up a lot more, but there was a reason for it moving up. And because of that, it's probably not going to move down as much either. But IVR is very high, and that's kind of my theory on that. And like I said, I've got a video coming out, so keep your eyes open for that. But we're right in the middle of that range, but we do have earnings coming out on 8/1. We've still got $346 in extrinsic that we can collect if it expires in between this 210 and 235 in the next 41 days. Airbnb, I'm long Airbnb. My target is much higher. Let me see, what's my target on Airbnb? It's about 170. We're at 152, so it has moved up a little bit, but I still think Airbnb is a great buy. 8/1 is earnings. We're similar situation. We profit. We've got room to move to the downside. So it's a put credit spread that we've got on an Airbnb, and I really like it. They've got a ton of free cash flow, like 4.2 billion, and they make 41% margins. So it's a great business. AMD, put credit spread. My target is higher in AMD. It's 200 range, and they've got earnings on 8/6. You can see right here, I've got it set up to show the earnings as I go down my trades that I've got on. But above 155, 145, so similar put credit spread that we've got on in AMD. Now this one, because it hasn't made a big move up, it is trading in a range, but I'm expecting it still to go up. They're big in AI, and it's going to continue to do well going forward. Now, Amazon, this is one that you want to keep an eye out. It's moved up big. My target for Amazon is 200. It's got earnings on 8/1, but I've got this way above the market, but I've got this pending. I'm looking to put this on Monday, and this is one of them that I'm going to do a video on Amazon, and I'm looking to add the call side, and it's because it's moved up so big, and my target for Amazon is 225, so it is a bit higher, but hey, why not put on the other side and collect premium? So that's what I'm doing in Amazon. CEG, Constellation Energy, a lot of energy, alternative energy. They're a big owner of nuclear power plants, and great fundamentals. I did a video on it, but I expect it to move up. My target's higher for CEG. Actually, uh, the energy is going to be needed for data centers and AI moving forward. So they're in talks with Amazon and some of the other big cloud service companies that are doing a lot of AI, and it's going to be needed to power energy is going to be needed to power the data center. So I like CEG. I also needed more energy in my portfolio. The only other one I have here on my trading is XOM, ExxonMobil. DraftKings, we've got a leaps option and sold the call against it, so that makes it a poor man's covered call. We've done pretty well in DraftKings over time. We just in the last, actually everything's moved up. In the last 30 days, we've made a couple $100, and in the last year, we've made I think over 3,000. Yeah, 3,056 in the last year, last 30 days, a couple $100. So DraftKings, I just continue to roll that call and collect monthly premium, which is going to pay for my long call here. And I make money as the long call moves up. FCX, Freeport McMoran, again, I wanted to add some diversification, minerals. Uh, they are, as the economy expands and does well, copper is going to be needed, and they're big in copper and gold and mining minerals. And I've just got a small put spread on $3 wide, collected 100. There's 100 left. Hasn't moved much. Gold, I've got iron condors, high IVR, so that makes an iron condor a good strategy. We can collect premium on both sides, and you can see we're kind of right in the middle. We've got a huge profit range from 212 to 227, and if you look, that takes us from about here, and the stock price is here at 220, and we can move all the way up to 227. So we've got support and resistance at both levels, but I like the gold iron condor. You can see I've got it on in July and August, and I think we've made $100 in the last 30 days, but we're looking to make more. We've got 720 in extrinsic as long as it stays in that green profit range over the next month. Google, this is another one just like Amazon. I'm going to add the call side and make it an iron condor just because there's already been a big move up. You can see here in Google 190. My target is a little higher at 200, but hey, why not put on the other side? We don't know if the market's going to go up, continue to go up. It's already a high, so there may be a pullback for some reason or another, but for it to just keep skyrocketing higher, I don't think it's going to. So it actually reduces risk turning this put spread into an iron condor, and you collect more premium. Netflix, I already have an iron condor on because it's not at the top of my range. It's pretty much it's at the top of the channel here, but it's continued to do well. We've done really well in Netflix over time. And what is my target for Netflix is about 670, 680. So we're already right in that range. And in the last year, we've made 550 bucks. So we've done okay. Prior years we've done well, as also done well. So I like Netflix, and you can see I've got both July and August on. ServiceNow is a tough one to make money in, but they have such a huge range, but it does move a ton. Great cloud-based company. I've got iron condors on. I'm looking for it to stay in that range, and we're right at the top end of my range right now. But if you look at the way the stock's moved up, it's moved up 800 range right up here, 805. There is some resistance, so I'm hoping it pulls back down within my range. And again, we've got earnings coming up, but I've got an 830 on, so I may close out this earlier one, the 755, 765, 800, 810 next week, and then just leave on my my other one, my 830, 840, and 720, 730. All right, NVIDIA, we've got Iron Condor on as well. It's had a big move up, so I went ahead and took the opportunity to put on an Iron Condor. It's got high IVR. We've still got 211. We're up 85 on it, so we collected 300, basically a third the width of the strike on the $10 width. But NVIDIA is going to do well long term. It's just had to move up. Palo Alto Networks, one of the best in class in cybersecurity stocks, and they have been a little bit down. So I am playing Palo Alto as well as Zscaler down here. I'll just cover that one right now too. But it's up. I think we made 107, and it's similar. Cybersecurity stocks are down, but they're expected to do well. I think earnings will be good. So I'm long with put spreads in both Palo Alto and Zscaler. Let me know if you're trading those or another cybersecurity stock as well. There's a lot of people like CrowdStrike. Palantir, they've got earnings on 8.5. Poor man's covered call. We've done well in Palantir. Let's see, over the last year, I think we made about $1,000. Yeah, 927. But I just could continue to have leave on my leaps options and then roll calls, sell calls against it. We're already above my 27 call strike, but again, it's moved up quite a bit, so it could move back down. So I'm going to leave the call where it is right now. There's still 41 days left, and then once it gets down, we'll see how it does over the next, 20, 30 days, and then I'll roll to the next month and collect more premium. Sirius Radio, put that on, bought a couple of hundred shares, and it's already made $226 on a small stock. So it moved really from, I bought it, I think, at 283. Yeah, I bought it at 265. Yeah, 265. What timing? This does not usually happen, but I bought it down here. It's already moved up to 371. So, wow, I wish I would have bought, 1,000 shares of that. But anyway, it pays a 4% dividend as well, but it's a low price stock. But hey, I'm gonna hang on to it. Super Micro, they're big in AI. They've got contracts with NVIDIA. Their embedded computer board, their computer boards are going to be used in a lot of these servers that are used in the data centers. They're the biggest player. So I'm going to be long Super Micro. It's consolidated. You can see the triangle. I expect it to move much higher. My target is much higher. It's over 1,000 for Super Micro. Yeah, my target's 1,000, and now's a good time to put it on. I believe 35 IVR, but definitely a put spread. And similar, we make money all the way down here to the short strike of 710, so it can have a huge move down. We still make max profit, and we've got 285, so we can almost collect a third the width of the strike. So Super Micro is a good buy right now. SoFi, don't really want to talk about. It's one of my favorites long term, but it hasn't moved up lately until interest rates begin to get cut. And as we talked about, September is that time frame. And if they have good earnings that come out, I suspect this is a great time to be in it. So even though it's lost some, I'm still a year out and then 2 years out. I may roll these 5 out to 2 years. I don't want the time decay to start hurting me, so I want to stay out longer than a year. So I'll probably do that next week. Roll those out before the big move. Well, actually, if there's going to be a big move in September, probably doesn't hurt to have those on in the short term. They're going to move faster than the longer term. Well, they'll move similarly. So we'll look at that, but I may move those out next week. SPX, I've been day trading SPX 0DTE with some success. Some days, not so much the other. So I'm still refining my strategy. I'll have videos coming out on that. Let me know what you're doing if you're 0DTE and day trading SPX. TLT and TMF, these should be expected to do very well going forward. As soon as the interest rates come down, maybe in that September timeframe, this should shoot up. These are bond funds, and as interest rates come down, the value of the bond funds move up. So that's why I'm in these right now, and they're long-term leaps, 195 days on both of them. Tesla had a big move up at 240, 230, 240 put spread. 251 is where it's at. It's already had a big move up. Hey, I'm gonna just stay. I'm my target for Tesla's over 300, so we're way below it. So I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna ride it and we'll see if it keeps running. If not, I'll add more if it drops below this short strike price. But we're only 13 days to expiration. I'm still in July, so if it gets tested, I'll roll it out to August. Ulta had a big move down on earnings. I think they beat both top and bottom line, but guided lower, and that's the reason that I put they dropped 30%, and it's a good, well-run business. So I put on a put credit spread. My target is like 500 for Ulta, so you can see that big drop, but I don't think it can go very much further. I don't know. You never know. Never say never, but I'm very comfortable with my put credit spread at 385, 375. The VIX, I just put this on saw, I was watching a video, somebody pointed out that the VIX is at, all-time lows, 12, but that's volatility. And you can see it jumped up to 21 and it's at 12 now. So I bought a leaps option right around the election. I figured between now and the election in November, there should be some volatility. So it's 136 days to expiration. And I spent 520 bucks. And as that moves up, I will start to make money. And the more it moves up, the more I make. So I'll wait for that big spike up when something does happen, and then get out, close out, and sell it. Verizon, this has just been a cash cow. I own the shares because of the 6% dividend, and then write calls against it, and it's done very well over time. ExxonMobil, I was long, but now we're right in the middle, 113. So I'm right in the middle. I've got both sides on Iron Condor, and you can see the profit range. We're in good shape on ExxonMobil. I like it anywhere between 110 and 120. And then the last one, Zscaler, we already talked about, cybersecurity. So next week, earnings. Let's see, all earnings next week. We've got Delta Airlines the 11th. So that's Thursday. And the 12th is Friday. So we've got Pepsi on the 11th and Citibank on the 12th. So we have the banks starting to come out on Friday, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. So we'll take a look at the banks as well early next week. All right, guys, I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Join Mumu. Get your free stocks. Leave a comment. Ask a question. I answer every one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.